Hi everyone, this is Mary Ayers from tapintoaction.com, and I'm not going to do a lot of talking before we start tapping, and the reason why is because this is a tapping I want you to be able to go to whenever you are in the midst of a hijacking, something triggered you, and man, you are just feeling it all over the place. That's why I call it a 911. It's like, man, I need something right now because the state I'm in is so full of feelings in my body that they're overwhelming me, and I'm pretty chaotic. So I'm going to save my talking for afterwards. For right now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to start being right here and just be able to talk about, I'm just completely overwhelmed right now. So just focus on the feelings in your body, however they are showing up, and notice what they might be telling you. Notice where they might be in your body. It's really hard. I'm going to acknowledge sometimes it is really hard to stay in your body when we are hijacked, when there's so much going on. So I'm going to just talk you through this. I may not always be leaving a lot of space for you to repeat, but I want you to know that I'm there and that we'll get through this. And so you just keep tapping where I'm tapping, and when you can, you go ahead and repeat. So we're just going to stay here on the karate chop for a little bit, recognizing that I'm really overwhelmed and my body's really loud, and it's really hard for me to be in my body. It just feels hard, noisy, and too many feelings. It's overwhelming to be here. And even though I don't like feeling this way, even though I don't like where my mind's going, even though I want to run away, even though I didn't want to do this tapping, I acknowledge how I feel. And even though my body is so busy, so overwhelming, so loud, and it's hard for me to be here, my whole body's in pain, and I really want to be numb. And I'm doing my best to do something different this time. I'm really making an effort to be there for myself, to listen to what I need. And even though I may not feel I have a lot of resources to take care of myself or trust myself, I'm here. I am here. I'm doing the best I can with where I am. And even if it doesn't feel like enough in this moment, I'm banking on the idea that when I'm done with this, I am going to acknowledge that I showed up for myself. And even if I don't believe it right now, Mary's going to tell me that that's a really healing thing to do. And it is. There's so much going on in my body right now. And I'm very, very, very hijacked. And my body's really, really loud. It's so hard to be in this body. There's so much activated in me. And it's coming from so many directions. It's hard to be here right now. It's hard to do this tapping right now. But I'm here. I am here. And And I'm listening. And boy, it's loud inside. And my body wants to numb out, wants to run away. There's so much confusion in here. And I'm trying my best to stay present when honestly I don't want to. I'm not used to doing it this way. I'm used to being frantic and scared and running or eating or fleeing. The last thing I've ever done is actually sat in front of these feelings. But I hear it makes a difference. Just being there for my body, tracking where those feelings are going, watching them settle, even if it's just a little bit right now. There's some part of me that's starting to listen, even if it's just a little bit. Even if there's still a lot of noise, I might also be able to see and recognize a little part of me that's listening. I'm right here. I am right here. I'm right here for you. I'm not going anywhere. And you may not trust me yet. It may be too hard for you to hear me yet. And that's okay. It really is okay. Because I get it. I understand where you are. And I'm right here. I'm right here. We're going to do something called the 9 gamut point. This is something that I teach my clients, and I tell them this is really good to do, especially in a hijacked situation. So you're going to have a link underneath here that will tell you where to go to learn this, so do not worry, just follow me, okay? We're going to go into the gamut spot. Notice it's right here. It's between the ring finger, the baby finger. It's on the back of the hand, and you'll see there's this kind of little indentation there, and we're going to tap there. This is a little bit like rubbing your belly and patting your head, because we're going to continue tapping here, and we're going to do a series of things with our eyes. So I want you to sit just straight, look straight ahead, okay? And I'll give you some directions here. So we're going to close our eyes, then open them. With just your eyes, look down right, look hard down right, and then hard down left. Now with just your eyes, I want you to look like you're making a big circle, like you're looking about a big clock, and I want you to see each number, the 1, the 2, the 3. Just allow your eyes to just slowly move around that clock, looking at the 1, the 2, the 3, 4, 5, 6. You get it? And when you get to 12, I want you to go backwards. So now you're looking at 12, 11, 10. We're going to do a little series called Hum, Count, Hum. So we're just going to hum something that you know. I'm just going to go, hum, 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 hum. We're going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to hum again. Take a breath. Check your body. If you were a 10, and most hijacks and our triggerings are going to be 10s, all right, just feel your body. If you're at a 9, you're at an 8, that's okay. You're going to go through this process again. Go through the points. At an 8, at an 8. Still feeling it. Still feeling it. Feels tense. But I can breathe a little bit better. I notice the space. Just a little bit. And even though my mind wants to start reviewing all the things I was worrying about, I'm going to ask it to come back and be present with me. I'm right here. I'm right here. And it's okay for us to feel just a little bit softer right now. Doesn't it have to all be better? Doesn't have to be all fixed. But I'm present. I'm present for myself. And even though my body's still talking, I notice there's a part of me that's also listening. It's curious. And a little softer. Let's do another 9 gamut. Back of the hand. Eyes closed and open. Down and down. Circle. And circle. Hum, count, hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a breath. You're feeling a little bit more, getting your feet underneath you. Maybe just be down to a 7, down to a 6. You may have to come back and do this. You may get a little further into your day. Come back and do this again. I want you to know that when you are in that state, that you have a place to go, to be able to start to break the pattern of that hijack in your body. We get it, and I know intellectually you can get that it went somewhere, something triggered you, you felt a threat, and the body just took off. It just took off running, okay? This is not the time to try to find solutions. This is not the time to try and figure out, what am I going to say, what am I going to do? Your first order of business is to help your body shift out of this overwhelmed place that it gets, so that you can look at things from a little bit more distance, from a little bit more of a calm place, and you will have more resources available to you. You know, this is what PTSD is, right? Is that we kind of go back into a space where we didn't feel really resourceful. And now when we get a little bit of a grip on that, and we don't have to have a lot to start to trust ourselves, but every time you bring yourself back in, it gives yourself a little bit more trust. You're gaining experience. Listen, one of the most healing things that we can do is show up for ourselves. We want it from other people. Maybe they weren't there in our lives, but we can start to create a program within us, install a program that says, I recognize when you are really hurting, and I'm here for you. I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just here for you. Those words are so important to us. They're such healing words. It's what we needed and maybe didn't get. Or maybe we don't have people around us. Maybe we don't have people in our lives, and maybe we do have people, but they can't respond that way for us. And so we're here for it. It comes from within us. And when we can start to develop that relationship, I'm not saying we're going to have it right now. I'm saying we're developing it. Then we start to know that we can trust, that we can comfort ourselves, that we're there for ourselves. Tapping is far more than just de-escalating ourselves. It's so much about the installation of something new. Okay? So breathe a little bit, come back to this whenever you need it. I will put a link so that you can go and get the information about the 9 gamut. When we are in a hijacked place, this is a really fabulous thing to do. I know this isn't going to be the tapping you need to do every single day. Lord, I hope you don't get hijacked every single day. But I want you to know that you can have it when you need it. One more thing for you. And I can tell you now, because we're on the other side of this, you're a little bit more open to hearing it. I want people to know too, is that when things are happening, sometimes you're in the moment, people forget to tap. They will talk about it on the phone, and I say, did you tap when you were telling somebody about it, or when you were talking, or somebody was saying it? And they say, no, I completely forgot. And which is understandable, because when we're in kind of a shock state, we don't think about using our resources. But I want to remind you, okay? So if you're telling somebody about what happened, what somebody said, what you saw or whatever, do it and just talk on the phone and tap on the collarbone if you want to. Do the finger points, just go through the finger points and kind of while you're talking, or under a table, or you can be sitting on the bus, you can be sitting in the car, you can be sitting in front of the TV. If you find your mind kind of starting to drift off, thinking about things, help your body to start to break those patterns up so that you can feel more resourceful, and it will help your body not be in a higher state of just agitation and inflammation and worry. Okay, so I want to really be able to be there for you when we go through that. Everybody's going to go through that. I go through it still today. That's like I really want to pull out that 9 gamut when I'm in those really higher regions. And I teach my clients to do the same, because it seems to knock things down quicker. Okay? So let me know if you had one of these situations and you use this, please reach out. Let me know if it was helpful. Mary@tapintoaction.com. I'm going to be doing a big assortment of different kinds of tappings, some for when we really need it. I want you to have resources that you can grab, sometimes just fun stuff too. So feel free to subscribe to my station. And until next time, your Coach Mary, stay brilliant.